Boris Johnson has in some ways been a deeply unlucky Prime Minister. He was whacked with several crises upon becoming Prime Minister and hasn't been able to do a lot of the things that he would like to do. However, in some respects, he's quite a lucky Prime Minister because, of course, Parliament breaks up for 2.5 weeks from tomorrow. So this is really the last sort of
onslaught
that he has to get through, as long as he gets through today. And it doesn't feel like the atmosphere in Westminster is anywhere close to where it was a month or so ago, a month and a half ago, when things really looked very ropey for the Prime Minister. Ultimately, I think it will be a tough Prime Minister's questions, but it won't be something that is the same sort of level of fever, of fervour that we were at a couple of months ago. But also, it's liaison committee today, and that is potentially the bigger challenge for the Prime Minister. A lengthy session of intense back-and-forth questioning, not the sort of panto and theatre that we're used to in the House of Commons, but all of the chairs of the select committees of the House of Commons doing some really rigorous back-and-forth questioning of the Prime Minister. That might create more heat.
What are you hearing about the 1922 committee? Because I've been reading sort of tittle-tattle. I mean, we never fully know, do we? But reports that some people have withdrawn their letters of no confidence in the Prime Minister because, as you say, that whole mood has shifted simply because of the tragedy unfolding in Ukraine, that we almost don't mind if the Prime Minister's lying and misled Parliament.
Well, certainly a couple of weeks ago, the leader of the Scottish Conservative Party, Douglas Ross, retracted his call for the Prime Minister to resign, and so did all the members of the Scottish Conservative Party in the Scottish Parliament. Similarly, Andrew Bridgen, an outspoken Conservative backbench MP, withdrew his letter as well. There are rumours of others who have done so. However, it must be said there are still letters in. I spoke to, for example, Peter Aldous, the MP, the other week, who said no, he's keeping his letter in, although he doesn't see that something is going to happen imminently. Ultimately, there is still some anger out there in the country and in Parliament, but it doesn't feel like now is the moment that anything is going to happen. Ultimately, this police investigation has not yet concluded. There have been 20 fixed penalty notices that are being issued. Whether or not they've actually gone to individuals yet is still a little unclear. It's not like there's going to be a big public press release when that particular piece of function happens. But also, the police investigation hasn't wrapped up. When it does, Sue Gray. Remember Sue Gray? It sounds a bit... it's all like we're sort of saying this all over again. But Sue Gray will then release her full report. And at that point, the Prime Minister will have to come back to the Commons and explain it all. That will be a bigger moment of danger for him than anything this week.
OK.
So no chance of Keir Starmer crossing the floor and doing a Will Smith on him or anything like that, no?
No, I think that's incredibly unlikely. However, it's clearly going to be an exciting moment in the Commons. Clearly, the Prime Minister is a little bit on the back foot. He won't have much to say other than wait and see, and that he would say if he were issued a fixed penalty notice. I suppose the only other moment of defence for the Prime Minister will be the police have been investigating this for 2 months. This has not been an open and shut case. The blurred lines between what is a work event and what is a social gathering, if at the end of a meeting you bring out some wine, does that immediately make it a party or not? Clearly not all of this is open and shut, and the police don't think so, and that's why it's taken quite some time to arrive where we are.
Okay.